Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black, and today we're going to talk about the usual AEW stuff, the shows from last week, and also this past Wednesday's Dynamite, the New Year's Smash Night 1, preview upcoming shows, and then talk about some random other stuff. So before we do, let's get into news right quick. Excuse me. As we got I have to Daniel Bryan. I always screw his third name. Brian Danielson and Jon Moxley. And technically, Will Ospreay are all going to be at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom, as Bryan is going on with Kazuchika Okada, and Moxley and Ospreay. And yeah, I'm counting Ospreay under it because he's technically signed to AEW, even though his New Japan deal doesn't run up till I think the end of January. But those two, along with Dave, will be in a triple threat match, determining the first ever IWGP Global Champion. So that one's actually going to be pretty exciting. That would be on January 4th. That would be Thursday. So Danielson and Moxley will not be on Dynamite that week. But anyway, let's hop into the AEW stuff as we're going to start with night 2 of Holiday Bash. So we can go with the International Tournament. Orange Cassidy Day to Rock and Roll 10 minutes and 50 seconds via Beach Break. And tag match, we had the Kingdom's Matt, Taven, and Mike Benham. Defeating the Hardys, Matt and Jeff, 9 minutes 27 seconds via Royal Matt Hardy. Sky Blue defeating Queen Amanita at 3 minutes 44 seconds by submission via Dragon Sleeper. And the main for the AAA Mega Title, a rematch from Ring of Honor's final battle. El Hijo defeating and Go retains for Black Tours at 14 minutes and 13 seconds via 630 splash. So ratings real quick. So the international match is a 7 out of 10. Kingdom versus the Hardys is a 5 out of 10. Blue versus Manita is a 4 out of 10. And the AAA Mega is an 8 out of 10. On this show, just watched the 2 title matches. Then we go over to episode 28 of AEW Collision. This will be the third night of Holiday Bash. And by the way, this is the final collision of 2023 because tomorrow night is World's End. And by the way, I will do quick predictions for World's End. We have 11 matches, by the way, spoiler. So for the Blue League matches, we had 3. This is the final staging. Brian Danielson, who's coming in with 9 points, goes against Claudio Castagnoli with 6 points. So Danielson, he controls it. He has to win or draw to advance. Claudio has to win and needs Eddie and Brody King both to either lose or go to a 20-minute time of draw for him to advance. But that doesn't happen as Danielson and Claudio actually went to the 20-minute time limit draw. So Danielson goes up to 10 points while Claudio goes to 7. So Claudio is eliminated and Brian Danielson advances to the semifinals. Then for the trios titles, Billy Gunn and the Acclaim, Anthony Buzz Matchcaster retained over Ashley Andretti in top flights, Dante Martin and Darius Martin in 9 minutes and 18 seconds via roll up on Dante. Keith Lee defeating Ring of Honor 6-minute attach and Brian Cage 9 minutes 55 seconds Big Bang Catastrophe. In the second Blue League match, pretty much Brody King, the only way who could advance is basically if Danielson and Andrade all lose, well, Kingston himself and Claudio all won. Basically, have an unbreakable 5-way tie, but pretty much he was eliminated. But Garcia gets his own. So Brody comes in with 6 points in this match. Well, Garcia comes in with 0, but Garcia gets his only 3 points on the board by defeating Brody King at 10 minutes 26 for a roll up. And tag match, we had Abaddon in the returning Thunder Rosa defeating TBS Julie Hart and Sky Blue at 9 minutes 2 seconds via Texana Bomb on Sky Blue. And the main event, the final Blue League match of the Continental Classic, with the winner will meet Brian Danielson in the semifinals. So Andrade Elo coming in with 9 points versus Eddie King's coming in with 6. So Andrade Elo basically the same thing as Brian Danielson. He has to win or go to a 20-minute time of draw to advance, while Kingston only needs a win to advance. And that's what he does at 15 minutes and 39 seconds via Northern Lights Bomb. So he'll meet Brian Danielson in the semifinals. Quick range from this show. So Danielson for Claudio gets a 9 out of 10 for me. Trios title match was a 5 out of 10. Keith versus Brian Cage was a 6 out of 10. Garcia versus Brody King was 7 out of 10. The women's tag match was a 6 out of 10. And Kingston versus Andrade, it's a 7 out of 10 as well. And then we'll go over to the first of 2 nights of the New Year's Smash. That's what I'm just going by. That's what they keep doing on their graphics there. So for the show went live on the air, so we had 2 dark matches. Serpentico defeating Tony Nese. Could maybe a future Ring of Honor taping. I don't know. Anyway, at an 8-man tap, we had the trio champs Acclaim and Billy Gunn team with Scott Taylor, aka for known as WWE Scotty Too Hottie. That was a pretty impressive. They defeat the Guns, Austin Cole, Matt Menard, and Jake Hager 8-man tag team action. But we were in Orlando, Florida for the show, by the way. So the opening match was a the first of two semifinal matches of the Continental Classic. From the Gold League side, we had a triple threat match. John Moxley gets on over Jay White and Swerve Strickland at 23 minutes and 14 seconds via Death Rider on Jay White. This was an excellent match to kick off the show. I'm actually, by the way, in the semifinals, that discovered that there was no time limit, no time limits. We must be a winner, which I did like. I'm actually, but I kind of wish Swerve was a fan, but I get why he didn't. And Jay White, I kind of glad he did, but I also, honestly, I wasn't mad either way. I'm just kind of nitpicking, but this was a great match. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about it. I actually thought Swerve had a won a couple times where, like with the house call and the Swerve stomp. I did like where so White hits Swerve with a super suplex, and then Moxley puts him in a choke, and Swerve broke up with the house call. I thought that was actually a pretty cool way to break up a move. Like early in the match, they were brawling in the crowd. Also, in triple threats, there's no DQ. And then I like how the match ended where wait, I actually thought White had a one here on Blade Runner Moxley, but he got it out and then hits him with the Blade Runner. So Moxley advances to the finals at World's End. Kind of figured that was gonna happen, but anyway, that's me. I give this one an 8 out of 10. Then we go come back from commercial break. Tony flies back to Swerve and Prince Nana. And he said he didn't even get a chance to rest before the interview, and he thought how he wants Colin Classic so badly. And then he said he did get pinned, but Jay White did, which is true. And he's talking about Keith Lee, and he has nothing to do with World's End. And Shivani actually brought up how Keith already had a contract for him, as Prince got upset because he didn't approve this. So he said Keith Lee will show up on Saturday. I swore I thought I heard Keith Lee saying on Collision that he was going to show up the Dynamite. So I guess maybe time got changed or something. That's probably the only thing I could think of. That's that's probably the only thing I could think of. But yeah, so that match, but I'll talk the full card and do quick predictions like we did the last few AEW pay-per-views. Then Renee Paquette is on the stage and she introduced Mariah May. And honestly, I kind of felt bad for Mariah May because the crowd went dead on her. And Renee asked her to walk for actions after that Riho, and she said she was pouring with and Tony Storm. And then she's announced her debut is going to be not this on that down. It's going to be the first of the new year. And then Riho basically changes her way as Tony Storm try to attack her, but basically Riho takes both Luther and Storm out with a crossbody. And then Riho holds up the one saw the close of the segment. Not a bad segment. I mean, I felt like I said, I felt bad for Marmee because she basically walked out to a dead crowd. And then we go into the back. Action Dragon Top Flight. They talk about how they were coming up short against the Trios champions. And they basically issue an open challenge. And we see best friends walk in. That was Inner Champion, Orange Cassidy, Rock Romero, and Trent Beretta. And said they were standing 5 feet away. And they make the match finish for a Rampage. So Romero says that Cassidy did the same thing to him last week before Action Dragon just randomly whips out a water bottle from his back pocket and like crushes the ball while drinking it and says hydration. I did get a laugh where Dante just looked at him like kind of weird, like, okay. And we get a field recap of the Miro CJ Perry saga. And then Miro challenges Andre Elo for World's End, which has been made official. Then we go to Tony Schiavone in the ring, and he's doing a celebration for Boxing Week. By the way, it's here in Canada. Any Canadian listeners, we have, as Canadians already know, we have a thing called Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas Day. And then introduced Don Callis' family. So Don Callis thought about it's been very difficult 2 weeks for him, coupled with the whole Kenny Omega with diversitis sin causing. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, he said there's a way of saying thank you. Armor box of like giving them all gift. Basically, it's just paintings of each member. Like him and Hobbs were sitting shirtless in one picture, and then Don has a tattoos of him all over his body with the Kesha, and then the next picture of Conflict it's him and basically both guys are boxing with King of Roos. Then also we hear the return music of Sammy Guevara. It was actually a pretty cool surprise to see Guevara back. As you know, he was out with concussion, also had a baby. By the way, congratulations, Sammy Guevara. Cal said he didn't know he was going to be here, and then basically we found out that fourth picture was the whole family with Guevara's baby in Guevara's arms. So Sammy basically got offended that his baby was in the picture, and then basically Duncan started calling Guevara a crappy father. So he just, and then I did like where Guevara tell Mo's from Kenosuke get where he beat Omega twice, and Powerhouse defeating Christian, but Callis overshot. Honestly, that felt like more of a shoot. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, but that was a good line for Guevara. And then basically he said he never heard from Callis from him about his concussion. So basically he pushed him and then they beat him up. Chris Jericho runs and makes a save. And then they both destroy the portraits. And then all of a sudden, so basically they stare at each other. They both offer put their hands up, but they hug instead. Honestly, I don't really get the point. I like Sammy Guevara, but honestly, like I feel like he's just gonna be Jericho's like sidekick the rest of his career in HW. I hope so. I hope it's just a one time they just were they had to do a direction for Omega. But honestly, like he needs to do better. I feel like I don't know. I just wish they just stay away from Joe for a bit. So basically, they get time for Starks and Big Bill, and then lights go out. Sting, Darby will come to the ring and make the save. And then we found out later in the show we get an 8-man tag. Then we go backstage for Nick because with the King of Raw Strong and the real board with all the crews proving MJF's the devil. And basically Strong said he's got to prove he's devil, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or whatever. But all right, Simon. In our second match of the show, we go to the other semifinal match of the Continental Classic from the Blue League side. Eddie Kingston gets the win over Brian Deals at 22 minutes and 37 seconds via powerbomb. Another great match between these two guys. This is the third time these two face off. They met I believe was Rampage a couple years ago. I think it was during that eliminator tournament. I believe, don't fully quote me on that. And then obviously Sector was about a month ago at the Continental Classic. But this is a great match. I like the story where Danielson calls Eddie a bum. Uh pretty much saying that he's beat him twice and Kingston's never beat him, which is true. I did like where Danielson kept kicking him in the head a couple of times, and then Bryce was gonna call the bill, but Kingston flips him off. Uh, it took Kingston two Hurricanes. That's basically speed benefit. It's that powerbomb. I thought Danielson had won a couple of times for the Psycho knees and stuff, but this was a great match. I would have too. So I like this one a little bit better than the triple threat match, but both of them were still great. And then Moxley gives him basically Moxley comes down the ring after the match checks on Danielson, and then they have a great promo. Basically, Kingston was telling Moxley that he's a senpai, like basically saying he's a, like head trainer, and he's not a young boy like Weird Yuta. And then he said Saturday the King of the Bombs is going to take off Moxley and gives everything he's had is going to bring his fighting spirit at World's End. But before like Kingston was talking about that, basically Moxley wanted to give him his best minutes. Kingston, a lot of people love him, and everyone watching. He just he doesn't care if he loses, but deserves his best and maximum effort. Then probably this will be the third time these two guys actually faced off. The first time both times were actually during the pandemic. The first was, I believe, in July. I think it was the summer 20. In the second, I remember the second match was the I Quit match of Full Gear in 2020, but so this will be the third time. But like I said, I'll do predictions at the end as well as the review. And then basically during the show, we were supposed to have a sit down interview between TNT champ Christian Cage and Adam Cole with Lexi Nair, but Adam Cole did not show up for the first part. So Christian Cage said, I'm a professional, which I did get a laugh out of that. And then we found out that Copeland basically so during that we know that, but I think like right before the women's match, Copeland finally shows up and basically they had a big brawl in the hallway. I think that was taped last week because during the breakup we saw the Font Erics and Brian Keith because they were in Texas last week, so we saw them. I don't know if it was. I mean, they could have maybe there's secretly some we just don't know, but who knows? But honestly, the brawl was all right. I mean, like how Christian Cage kept saying he was a professional and Copeland didn't show up, waste his time. I got a laugh out of that, but I thought it was pretty good. Then our third match of the show, the women's match. This was actually a really fun match. Sky Blue gets the win over Chris Statlander at 9 minutes and 14 seconds via Avalanche Cold Blue up the middle rope. Uh, they said uncommented. This is Statlander's first loss in 19 months, 19 or 20, but almost in 2 years basically. But I mean, Statlander was pretty much out for most of that with injury. I like how it took Blue pretty much like two or three cold blues to actually get her the win. But this was a fun match. I better than I expected it was gonna be. I just went 6 out of 10. And plus it kind of protects Statlander too because Julia Hart tags her off the top rope, and that's why she hit the Avalanche Cold Blue. Then after the match, they kept tagging Statlander until Will Nugget runs to save as Sky Blue and Julia Hart make her up the ramp. They got stopped by Abaddon as because Abaddon is shouting for TBS title. But I'm pretty glad. I'm glad that we're getting more storylines with the women's division. We're slowly start baby steps, but we're getting there. We're getting there. And we'll get to the Ring of Honor stuff. I'll talk about the women's TV talk because they actually did talk about tournament action, which we'll get to. The backstage Renee began is with the Outcast. Adams Ruby's own thoughts aren't coming Rampage with Rhea Shafir. Before Swear cuts her off and says she has a present for Ruby and introduces her to the camera, so obviously they're no longer with QTV. But Ruby walks away, she has a phone call from Angel Parker. So Renee asked her about the partnership, and basically don't get an answer as Hardcore just randomly whips out butcher knife. Kind of got like Chucky, Tiffany vibes there, honestly. And then we go to the main event for the Ring of World titles. AEW champ MJF and Samoa, who was originally supposed to event against two masked men. But it's MJF makes when we hear Samoa's music, but he doesn't come out as we go to the back where Joe was taken out. So MJF say, screw it, I'm gonna defend the titles by myself. And I hated this. So when this started at 10 o'clock Eastern, so 11 p.m. my time. So basically we went I think 5 minutes over time, I think we went. But I didn't like this one, but the Maskman hit Heat Seeker for the super quick win at a minute 48. Honestly, people are saying that it's the Kingdom, and honestly, I kind of agree. I think it is the Kingdom that's under those two masks. But but I'm one positive. I am actually glad the Ring of World Tag Team titles are off MJF. So after the match, and plus the cover protection because during the match, MJF took the mask off or tried to take off the mask of one of them outside. Then we saw Maskman number 3 basically come under the ring and it hits Andrew with the pipe on the injured shoulder. So it protects him a little bit. And then we see Small Joe hops down the ring after chasing him away, helps him out, and we see Image of the Devil on the screen, and then we see a message playing Flasher doing business with you, and Joe attacks him and lays him with a muscle buster and holds up the Ader wall top with his foot on MJF's chest to close out the 2023 New Year's Smash Night 1 in the final uh Dynamite of 2023. Honestly, good show. Honestly, I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. My top two matches are the Kano Classics and my phones. Honorable mention goes Scott. Basically, watch those three. Honestly, just skip the last half. Basically, the World Tag. If you don't have time to watch the women's matches, watch the two semi. Those were really great matches. I thought the last really the last 20 minutes like after the women's match kind of sucked because I'm kind of tired of this double storyline. Like this needs to be revealed soon. Like I'm just getting bored of it. I'm not gonna lie. But that was the New Year's match card. So trios match, best friends versus top flight Ashley and Andretti. Ruby Soho versus Maria Shafir. We're defensive peer tug is Matt Sydal. Then the update World's End card on December 30th. So finals, other Comic Con Gold League winner, John Moss for Blue League winner, Eddie Kingston. I'm going Kingston winning. MJF defends the World Tug against Samoa Joe. Tough one, but I'm going to say MJF. Will not be surprised Samoa Joe does win. For the women's Tony Storm versus Riho, I'm going with Tony Storm retaining. 8-man tag team, World Tag, Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and Don Valley. Originally, this was Powerhouse Hobbs and Carl Fletcher, but Carl Fletcher really got taken over, got replaced with Takeshita. They go against Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Sting. I'm going with Jericho, Guevara, Allin, Sting. Then first up two pre-show matches for the FTW title. Hook defends against Wheeler in FTW rules match. I'm going with Hook retaining. Julia Hart defends the TV Abaddon. I'm going with Julia Hart to retain. TT title line no DQ match. Christian Cage defends Adam Copeland. Another tough one, but I'm going with Christian Cage to retain. Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Another tough one. I'm going with Swerve winning. Sorry about that. Anyway, Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Another tough one. I'm going to go with Swerve winning. Andrade Elo versus Miro. I'm going to go with Andrade winning. Honestly, a lot of these are actually kind of tough to pick. 20-man battle of tournament down to the TT title. Another pre-show match. We don't know who the 20 men are. I'm just going to throw a name out there. I'm just going to go with just had a name in my head now. I just figured out. I'm just gonna go with Alheja Vikingo. I don't know. I'm just throwing a name out there. And then they actually added this last night. It would be a 8-man tag featuring the participants for Connell. It would be Bible Combat Club's Brian Dillon, Clyde Castagnoli, Team of Mark Briscoe, and Dale Garcia. They go against Jay White, Jay Lethal, Brody King, and Roosh. I'm going with BCC, Briscoe, and Garcia to win. And only match made for the first time in 2024 is Mariah May making her debut, but that is AEW. Now we'll go over to the Ring of Honor, episode 44. They did tape 16 matches, but they only aired 7. So I imagine the other 9 are going to be on next week's episode. So we get one Nala Recipe, Alejandro Leon, 2 minutes 1 second via Beast Bomb. Sack 9 defeat Pierre Avalon 4 minutes 15 seconds via running form. 6-man tag team with the Foners, Marshall, and Ross. Team with Brian Keefe defeat the Iron Savages, Jack James, and Bolden Bronze at 8 minutes 20 seconds via Iron Claw. 6-woman tag team with Charlotte and Rob Renegade. Team with Tyler Falcon defeat Kira Hogan, Lee Frost, Trish Door, 5 minutes 59 seconds via Curse Stomp. Tony needs to be Joy Hunter mid 56 via Pump Panel Power Slam. Billy starts feet Perfect's 3 minutes 45 seconds via Swanton Bomb. And Ethan Page being Giant TV at 6 minutes 13 seconds via Headshot. And also for the women's TV title, they are announced at a tournament. We don't know the brackets, but the first 5 they announced were Bailey Starks, Layla Hirsch, Rachel Ellering, Kira Hogan, and Tyler Falcon are the 5 so far announced. But that is the Ring of Honor stuff. And that is it for the final episode of Weekly Wrap. And by the way, World's End, I will talk on the first episode of 2024. Happy New Year's, guys, and good weekend, and stay safe.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.